Oh, okay. Up.
We going?
Something's up.
Help me! Help!
What? That's a striga. Is it not? Looks like it. Possibly? Something nasty. Whoa, or not. What the heck is that thing? Chimera? That doesn't look good. Oh! Is that Roach? I take it back. Your name was fine. I'm sorry. You okay, Vesemir?
Has it gone?
Yeah. Come out.
Gods, that was close. I was sure I'd end up like my mare. Provided you got lucky.
Your horse died quickly, but griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat it, alive, piece by piece.
Oh, fantastic. Daryl, you know, maybe too much information there.
You'd like a reward, I suppose.
And we kind of just showed up and didn't really do anything, but if you're dishing out donations, then I suppose so. Nah, we'll be nice.
You don't owe us anything. You were in need. We helped.
And they call witches heartless.
Oh.
Say they won't lift a finger without pay.
They also say mice are born of rotting straw.
They do?
Back to the trail.
Like I said, leads to the main road and ends there, muddled.
You seek someone?
That guy has shifty eyes. I don't know how much I trust him.
What's it to you?
Well, you see, there's an inn here in White Orchard. Sole one around, gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there. Besides, the innkeep's my cousin. Tell her Bram sent you. She'll treat you like family.
Not a bad idea. Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
Beast barely grazed me. But sure, could use a good rye. Nice and cool, you know, straight from a cellar.
Let's go.
Okay. Lilac and gooseberries. Success. Kinda, sorta. Was a griffin. Okay, press this button to open the menu and read it. I totally know what button that is. Maybe. Possibly. I'm not used to playing, on Xbox. I'm using an Xbox controller right now. I do not own an Xbox. I only have an Xbox controller for playing on PC. Okay. Hold A without steering to automatically follow its path. Your horse won't lose stamina while using this option to automatically follow a road. That sounds a solid option. Assuming there's nothing that we want to go out of our way to explore, but it seems as though we'll have time to do that later.
Village. Strange.
My thoughts exactly. In the forest to the mountains, sure, but here? Near the
Yeah,
main
mostly just
road?
moral compass. There's going to be just a whole bunch of hard decisions, right?
The stench of blood, burnt flesh.
No right or wrong.
Crazy sometimes.
Men, too. We need to watch ourselves in White Orchard. And we should leave as soon as we learn anything.
Okay, you're nearing a village. Don't disturb the peace. Remember, town guards and hired watchmen won't tolerate theft and also won't look kindly on you costing others. Local residents often erect notice boards near settlements such as villages and cities. These are marked with a piece of paper on your map. Examine them to learn about contracts, work for witchers, and local happenings. Okay, similar to previous witchers. We'll just plow that guy while we're at it. Okay, are you saying we ought to dismount here? Perhaps. Take the hint. It's also maybe... Oh, nope. Not take that sword out. I meant, sheathe the swords. That's what I meant. We come in peace, I swear. Oh. Rude. Also, serious tattoos.
What? Take that down before there's trouble.
So that's the Temerian sign.
That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
Oh, this guy
This
means
ain't
trouble.
Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
Okay, hold on.
My arse it is.
So it seems Nilfgaard has already made it through this area for sure, based on the notice we saw earlier on that tree and what this guy's saying here. Oh.
What? Witches?
What's it to you?
I'll not drink with Weaverlost freaks.
Say that
Beg
one
your
more
pardon
time.
for those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy round here. Armies just passed through. Now a griffin's prowling about.
True. Okay. That explains a lot.
Already had the pleasure.
Confirms a lot,
Ran
at
into
least.
your kinsman Bram.
Bran? How is he?
Alive. Sends his regards.
Master Witches. Food and drink on the house. What can I get you?
Okay, so options marked with the little coin purse. We'll open a shop panel. Okay, makes sense. And apparently we just got some roasted chicken legs, so sounds good. We are technically looking for a woman. Okay, so in previous Witchers as well, the more brightly colored option here in the text, or in the dialogue chains, have been the ones that have kind of been the main questline options, whereas the lighter colored ones here have been more so like additional background information or shop stuff. The optional stuff, basically. So usually, for that reason, I tend to lean toward taking these other lighter colored options first and then finishing off the yellow colored things. So let's see. We've not yet read any contract stuff in the town, but I suspect there might be a contract for that griffin.
There a contract on that griffin?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the lord for help. Now the aldermen don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first. And seems they hanged the lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
Sorry. We were doing favors earlier for free, but not this time. Not actually taking out that griffin. One thing just to shoo it away, another to actually battle it.
Pretty busy place you got.
Nations on the move. Some search for kin, others just want to get out of the way of the armies. They all need food, drink, and a night's rest in warmth.
So, war's been good for your trade?
Aye, so far. But it'd be best to know peace again. Times like these, you never know what tomorrow will bring.
Okay, let's take a quick look at what you have in terms of goods. My guess is it's
Show me what
probably
you got behind
mostly
the counter.
food and drink. Buy and sell items using the shop panel. Okay. Say to make a purchase. B to close the shop panel. Okay. So, these. Gwent cards! Oh no. Okay, so I was talking earlier about how I've not played, nor have I seen anyone play The Witcher 3. There are some things that I've heard about because they're unavoidable. Needless to say, Gwent is one of those things. So, I don't exactly know how it works. I know it's a card game, that's about it, and that it's crazy addictive. But, apparently we purchase said cards from people, and so I have no idea how to approach this. Is it like, you know, as soon as you see a Gwent card, it's in your best interest to buy them right off the bat? Is it something that we don't need to concern ourselves with too much at this point? We can save it all for later? A wonderful world of Gwent. I've heard that supposedly there are people who play this game just for the Gwent. Now, if it replaces the dice poker from Witcher 1 to Witcher 2, then I'm totally fine with that. I'm not sure just how committed we're going to be to playing this Gwent stuff, if in fact it is an entire game in and of itself, but we'll certainly keep options open. I just don't know, how seriously we ought to be taking it at this point in terms of should we seize the opportunity to purchase all these things right now? Like, how much are they? 20 orens. We have 168. 50. 20, 20, 50. It's like if we full test, former King of Temeria, Lord Commander of the North, clear any weather effects resulting from Binding Frost. I have no idea what any of that means. Torrential rain or impenetrable fog cards in play. I mean, I assume that the ones that are more expensive are probably better, but I don't know. I'm going to hold off purchasing those because if we were to purchase all of them, we would be broke. We might not even be able to afford all of them right now, so let's hold off. I don't think there's anything that is terribly urgent for us to purchase now, but that is good to know that buying Gwent cards is something that we might want to consider going forward from future shopkeepers. Gwent is the new minigame? Okay, cool. So will basically every shopkeeper have their own stock of Gwent cards? Or is that kind of like a little bit more of an unusual thing where just only on occasion from special people will you actually have the option of purchasing them?
Looking for a woman, raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white, riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady.
Sorry, I don't really
Remember.
smell my patrons.
Especially hard to forget.
What is happening in the window? Oh my god, did you see that horse?
Though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Sorry, I got a little distracted there. Dialogue ending conversations. Dialogue options marked with the X on the dialogue bubble will end the conversation. Okay, that's new, but good to know. Okay.
Thanks for everything.
Horse is still going crazy out there. Thought I saw for a brief moment.
Help you bandage that up?
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
Yeah, maybe not best to talk about all the gory details out in public like this.
Let him measure.
Okay, so ask travelers about Yennefer. Okay, so we could ask Vesemir, yes, but I think... how much are we supposed to fly under the radar here? Do we just ask all the peasants everything possible?
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
Options marked with that sign, which is the Axii sign, which is one of our signs. As in, the magic. We'll make use of the Axii sign. This sign influences people's minds, causing them to act according to your will. Basically, it's our Jedi mind trick. Charm more stubborn individuals who would otherwise resist during a conversation. Invest in the delusion ability in the character panel. Okay, so in The Witcher 2, that is when this started to become a dialogue option. And the way that you improved it in The Witcher 2 was basically just through practice. You used it, and the more often you used it, the more powerful it became. Sounds like on this occasion for The Witcher 3 that we actually need to spend like upgrade points, like talents or character points, whatever they're going to ultimately be called in The Witcher 3 in order to make those improvements. But let's maybe give it a shot this time, because this guy does seem pretty stubborn, but then again, he's also a random peasant, so I'd like to believe that maybe possibly we can succeed here. Otherwise, we're probably about to get the entire establishment to get extremely mad at us for trying to mind control someone.
Raven-haired woman dressed in black and white. Sinner, talk.
Except it seems to potentially have worked, and we got experience out of it, so cool.
Galloping so fast she knocked Radabor into a ditch.
Which way did she go?
Dunno. Lots of tracks leading off the main road. Could have gone anywhere.
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
And I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
Okay. Yeah, so, like, both what we were looking for and exactly what we weren't looking for. We got some good information from that guy. And that guy potentially made everyone mad at us. So, that the innkeeper who we were talking to moments ago, it would seem so.
4 factions.
4 what?
Factions, teams.
Does everyone have
Similar
an
to
individual
clubs and
name?
spades,
No,
except
there are
each
definitely a
has
lot of
its own
peasants, and there's
fetch
you.
card. There are also
And my
special cards.
RPG experience tells me that that probably means that you are more significant than the other people in here.
Looking for a woman.
Whether for a good reason or a bad reason, I don't yet know.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells
And
of
people
lilac and
notice when you use
gooseberries,
Axie,
dresses in black and
whereas they
white.
didn't in Witcher 2. Okay, gotcha.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
It was pretty OP once you got it leveled up in Witcher 2. It was basically an automatic, whenever it shows up, it is, without question, the best way to go. Whereas it seems like on this occasion, at least that previous occasion, wasn't a pure success. There was still a downside. Don't know if that will continue to be the case, but we'll have to be mindful of that going forward, it seems. Okay, so this guy basically just wants to have a drink with us. Let's play along, I think. We want to attempt
Fine, I'll have a drink.
to seem like we can blend in a
Can we
little
cut to the
bit.
chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Yeah, would you mind maybe keeping it down a little bit? Also, the color of your
Never mentioned
attire
her
is a
name.
little questionable.
Yet you described her perfectly.
Ah,
Once I
okay.
hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
Okay, that is either a very good thing or a very bad thing. This guy seems like the perfect kind of rat to spread some bad information about us if we're not careful. So, let's try not to make him defensive for that reason.
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's
Oh
ballads, of
no,
course.
not
The
Dandelion.
only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
Into Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
Okay. You also apparently know who we are.
Recognize me from Master Dandelion's ballads too?
To your health.
Oh, well, thanks for totally not answering that question. So, it would be nice to ask this guy who he is, because he does seem to have a fair bit of information, but again, I feel like we want to take it easy a little bit here and not draw too much attention if it seems like we are, you know, launching an inquisition, then that's probably not going to go over very well. So I'm tempted to skip that one, but let's give it a shot anyway.
What do you do? Who are you?
A mangy vagrant. Gone to Rodim, at your service.
Vagrant. That a profession now?
Once a merchant of mirrors. The madding crowd dubbed me Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass.
Okay. That didn't go so bad.
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
What? That is... Why is that relevant, first and foremost? Totally none of your business, second of all. And, third of all, as we were talking about earlier, we've had an ongoing relationship with Triss, so I'm not sure how we're supposed to be reacting to this whole, apparently we've also been in a relationship with Yennefer stuff.
None of your business.
Yes. As a vagrant, I deserve no explanation.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
A Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
Something tells me that will actually end up happening. Okay, so it seems like that was ultimately the person that we did need to talk to. And yes, that is helpful. Okay, thanks. So, any of those white... What the heck was that sound? That cat? That cat just hissed at us? It sounded like a monster. I was like, did a ghoul follow us in here? Okay, but yes, so going forward, if we see those white dialogue options, then we know that we can approach those with reckless abandon, as long as they don't have one of those axis signs above them. Let's talk to Vesemir, though, before we do move on here, because it seems as though, yes, we have learned that we do want to check out the Nilfgaardian barracks, but I need to think that Vesemir wanted to chat with us as well.
What is it, Wolf?
Oh,
Realize it's been half a year since we hunted down that fiend in Varun.
Yes. Well, that was more than a fiend. What was that bastard's name? Drugan? May the soil lie light upon him. Things used to be simpler. Monsters were bad, humans good. Now, everything's all confused.
Used to be exactly the same. You've just forgotten.
oh
Well,
ouch.
not to point up my age. You're near a century old yourself.
Wow, okay, I don't think we ever definitively knew how old Geralt was. I was always suspicious, because he obviously has white hair, but he doesn't portray himself as an old man. Obviously, he's still very able
See you later, Vesemir.
with a weapon. So, like, if we're 100, how old does that make Vesemir? Also, Vesemir, maybe don't walk on the tables of random establishments, because we've heard some pretty unusual things that have happened in Geralt's past, which might have, you know, perchance made it so that he, lived a little longer than
Don't
other
drink
people might have who looked his age. Okay, well, I know I accidentally punched earlier,
Fuck off.
but I'm guessing we might actually need to punch pretty soon, based on
want your
what
kind
appears
here.
to be happening. Okay, so another chance for us to potentially use the Axii mind control here. Based on what happened last time when we used it in the inn itself, and it was successful, it did seem like we only were using it on one of the two people at a time, and I do notice that obviously there's more than one person standing in front of us, so I do wonder if maybe if we tried to mind control one of them, the other two might actively realize that and go, hey, what the heck, man, now we're gonna beat you up. So I feel like that might actually not be a good route to take this time, so I think this... Oh, man. That's really tempting to go this route. But I feel like we want to continue to try to fly under the radar for the time being to the extent that we can.
Wouldn't want to stay long anyway.
Whether or not that'll be
Maybe not.
successful...
And maybe you'll just stay forever.
Yeah, these guys seem like
6
they
feet
really
under.
want to fight. Yep! Oh, ow. Do that. Don't do that, bro. I'm gonna punch you. Maybe, possibly. If you, like, don't also punch me. That is not the dude I wanted to punch. Daryl, punch this guy. Thank you. Come at me. Okay, granted, he just totally, like, walloped me in the face.
Nice meeting you.
Seems like quick punches are actually the way to go. Alright, well, we did successfully beat them and get some experience out of them. So, like, I guess victory? Okay. Also, which horse is ours? Roach is... Can we steal someone else's horse? Is that a thing? Can we actually just run off with this other person's horse? It's probably Vesemir's, so maybe it's not a huge deal. Good old fisticuffs. What's up, Jer? How's it going? Okay.
Let's go.
Let's see. So,
Roach.
one thing that I'm noticing... Okay, hold on. Game saves. Your game state will be automatically saved when you reach certain milestones in the story. Still, you should save your progress early and often on your own. The world is full of predators, bloodthirsty beasts, bandits, and countless other dangers. Okay, so we do have an autosave that triggers at various points in the game, but there's still manual saves. Okay.
Freak.
So, that doesn't seem to be terribly different from what we've seen in the past.
Slower.
So I think we'll just head over to the barracks. I mean, there are many people to talk to here. And I guess that is a question that I have for you guys in chat. I know we were talking earlier about how there will be plenty of time to talk to people in the future. Is now one of those times when we ought to get the chance to speak to some of these random people, citizens?
Come on, Roach.
Or should we just head straight over to the barracks now? Does it matter at this stage?
Hey there.
Okay, now's a good time. All right, so let's do that then. Take a second to slow down a bit. Maybe we'll dismount. And we'll pay these people a visit if Geralt would let me. Dismount. Oh, that's because that's a different button to dismount. That's why. Okay. Now, there are a lot of people here. So the chances that all these people are going to have interesting things to say to us. Oh. Okay. Other thing. In Witcher 1 and 2, there was not really such a thing as stealing, with one exception in The Witcher 1 that I can think of. Wonder if you guys can tell what I'm thinking of. But is there such a thing as stealing? Like, if we loot these bags directly in front of all these people, will there be any repercussions? I'm just thinking of how there are now new things on the Axii front that are sort of along those lines, where people are generally more familiar or more observant of the things that you're doing. Okay, literally just the opening horse section. Gotcha. Like, steel plates sound like those could be useful. Oh, do we have... Hold on. Do we have a weight limit in our inventory? Is that a thing? Because we certainly did in The Witcher 2, and it was rather restrictive at times. Here are your currently equipped items. Here are other items currently in your possession. Okay. Like tab. Show the items of that type. Here you'll find information about your most important character statistics, like how much life we have. We don't have full life. I mean, I suppose we did just get in a fist fight recently, so that does make sense. Equip an item, select it and press A. That's not so surprising. This tab shows crafting components and alchemy ingredients. Sure. This tab shows quest items and all items that fit in no other categories. Miscellaneous. Tab shows food and items for Roach. You can have items for Roach as well? Does Roach have a health bar? Do we need to be concerned about Roach getting attacked? Is that a thing? This tab shows oils, potions, and explosives. Sure. And this tab shows weapons and armor. Okay. Inventory item descriptions. You can toggle between large and small item descriptions by holding... I still don't know what that button technically is. Or turn them off by pressing whatever that mysterious button is. Is that like the... In PlayStation, that would be L3, like clicking down on the analog stick. As long as there's no guards nearby, we're clear to take what we want. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. You can see how a given item will look on Geralt. Oh my goodness, that is so game-changing. Using the preview option, you can see how items will look, which you cannot yet equip. Okay, cool. Use the order in which items will be shown. Press, again, the mysterious button. See your character statistics, hold RT, or press RT to go to the statistics panel. Yeah, you have a Witcher potion, but in order to use it, you must first equip it. There's so much stuff going on in the inventory page. Navigate to the usable items tab using this stuff. Okay. What if I don't want to use my torch right now? Did you think of maybe that? Okay. Select a potion using the analog stick, then press A to equip it. Woven hour temporary lowers level required of all items by 2. What? That is weird. Like, yeah, metagaming a bit here, but rarely, if ever, do you see that in RPGs. That just leads to a whole host of issues I would normally think. Like, okay, sure, we can equip some items that we normally wouldn't be able to equip for a certain amount of time. But then what happens when it expires? Do we just suddenly, like, drop those items like a hot potato? How does that work? Tawny Owl. We've seen this many times before. That's in Witcher 1 and The Witcher 2, I think. Giving us some stamina regeneration during combat. Okay, cool. But I don't really want to use any of these. We can press A to equip them. Okay. I'm pressing A. Okay, can you just, like, leave me alone here? Because I don't actually want to use those things at the moment. I am curious what this says, though. Item needed to complete a quest. Oh, that is so specific. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm mostly just... Why did I even open this to begin with? I think I was wondering if we had a weight limit, and I'm not immediately seeing any. See the vitality, toxicity. I don't see anything that says, like, you have... Oh, yes, never mind, I take it back. 6 out of 60 weight units. KG or LBS TBD. Okay. Alright. Now that we have been lectured for a little bit, let us move onward, perhaps. You look like you might be one of those guards. Oh, you're an Nilfgaardian soldier. Okay. Let's talk to you, but I'm a little worried about... Okay. No, I don't intend to. I'm sorry, I'm a witcher.
What do you want? Freak.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I'm guessing most of these random peasants are probably not going to have anything of particular note to say to us. Well, that may not always be the
I
case.
don't like you, White One.
Strange things.
Faces?
Yeah? What things?
Can we go out in the water and talk to this guy?
All Mum gets.
What's up, dude? Hold A to swim swiftly. Do we have a stamina meter for swimming? Is that a thing? Can we just say hello to this guy? What's up, man? Alright, we've already broke the game. Like, actually, no. Diving. Hold X to dive or B to swim towards the surface. Okay. Keep an eye on how much breath you have remaining. Okay. Remind me what the button to not be underwater is? Okay, cool. Alright. Testing our limits here. Already. They exist. Oh, loot? What? Hold on. Heck? I want that. I want that. I would like to loot it. Whoa! That looks not bad. Item diagrams. Take them to craftsmen with the proper skills to have them craft the item for you. Okay. Sure. Imagine that. Our random exploring actually bore some fruit. I do see that there's something down there. Is that just a random base that has no particular value? Okay, where do you think the best place to put chat would be then? So, yeah, like right now, I mean, I could just make it smaller. Let's see, hold on, let me tab out for a second here. Oh, actually, unfortunately, the way The Witcher works is that it basically stops running, or like, kinda, sorta, like goes away when I tab over. So I don't think we're gonna be able to see the actual game and where that chat is showing up simultaneously while I'm editing it. Okay, yeah. I'll try, I'll probably end up making it not quite as tall next time. Yeah, theoretically, this overlay is meant to be for The Witcher specifically. So I was hoping that this would be, you know, all the stuff would be in the right place, close to the right place to begin with, and then we would kind of be able to minimize the amount of tinkering we would have to do. But, okay, that is definitely good to know, though, so thank you. Alright, I also need to be very mindful of making sure that I actually press the A button. Because I had accidentally pressed the swing sword button on a few occasions, and I can only imagine what happens if I accidentally swing a sword at a random pedestrian. It probably wouldn't end well, so... Oh, there is an exclamation point above this house. Is this actually the one that we are supposed to go to? Or is this one of the bazillion of side quests that we might expect to run into? These? Sunflowers, actually? Potentially? Can we loot them? I want to steal your sunflowers?
White One.
Okay, let's check out what's in this building. There is an exclamation point above it. Let's barge in unannounced. We talk to Odeland, who is probably
Greetings.
the farmer
A witcher?
of this area.
You see the
The
notice?
spawned land.
Hear about the well?
Well,
I did not, but sure.
First I've heard. There are
I mean, of course I did.
Aye, 'tis haunted. Has been for a good 20 years.
20? So why do you put out a notice just now?
Chair, what did you
Just
do?
earlier on, we drew our water from the river. But So many corpses floating in it after the battle it's turned noxious. My daughter Mandy drank half a pitcher. Fell dreadful ill, can't keep nothing down. She grows worse by the day. Herbalist claims you fight a fever with drink. And not beer nor cider, but water. Clear, pure water. And where am I to get that if not from the well? But first, the ghost's got to be driven away. And don't let any man near.
Okay. You describe this ghost, perhaps?
This ghost. Describe it for me.
Well, it's awful frightening. Awful.
I meant, what does it look like?
Yeah, that's not so
looks-
helpful.
Like a woman, but fresh from the grave. Wears a dirty dress, all rags.
Something tells me you have a
skin
personal history
flaking
with this
off its
ghost.
bones, and it howls like it's suffering.
Like, you know, maybe...
Some wraith. Or maybe an alp.
If you don't wallop it, Master, if you don't take care of it, that is, it'll come kill me daughter.
Ooh, let's talk about the reward. Ouch. Okay, I mean, I do intend to help, yes. Or at least at some point. Maybe this won't be the next thing we do, per se, but at some point. This sounds like something that we'd be interested in doing. I suppose we could talk about the reward now? Haggling is an important feature? Okay.
I feel for you, but this is my job, so let's talk about my pay.
Something not right with the coin.
Okay, so to haggle for a higher reward, choose an amount using the analog stick to confirm your choice by pressing A. If your counterparty accepts your offer, you've made a deal. If your offer is too high, your counterparty will grow annoyed, push you hard, and he or she will break off negotiations. Okay, so we could blow it altogether if we are way too ambitious with our proposal. They get annoyed, it sounds like we'll still have a chance, but maybe our deal will be worse. I don't know. Just throw a couple extra ordens in there. We're not exactly doing so great from a financial standpoint at the moment, but I don't know that 2 additional orens is gonna make much of a difference.
That settles it then.
Yeah, we got the commands. I threw in a few Witcher-specific commands, so those ones there that Jared just used are to give you guys links to the Witcher 1 and Witcher 2 playthroughs on YouTube. So if you guys have not played or seen The Witcher 1 or Witcher 2, then that is a great way for you to, I would say, speed read or speed go through those, but then again, they're very long series, to be brutally honest, because, I mean, they're very in-depth games. But we will definitely be referencing them a lot, as we already have, because that is primary frame of reference that we have through which we're approaching this game.
Fine, I'll help. Where's this well?
In Havel, a settlement on the heights.
Oh, it's not even
abandoned
here.
now. No one ventures there on account of the ghost being about. Drive it off, please.
Oh, okay, that was an alarming sound. When one of your quests is updated, a notification will appear on the left side of the screen. If you are not currently tracking the updated quest, you can press the mysterious button to start tracking it. Okay. The Devil by the Well. Okay, so that is new. So I know you were saying earlier that you can loot things as long as there's no guards nearby, but does that include, like, looting chests with their owners right next to you? Like, is Odaland not going to be too happy with us if we just crack this crate open for a second? Or whatever else might be over here that is probably worth more than the 22 orens that we just negotiated as a reward for that quest that we were saying we were going to do for him? Yes, it does, as in he will not be happy with us, is what you mean? I assume that's probably the case. Oh, there's his daughter. And his... Okay. His wife is here as well. I was worried. Based on the direction of his story, I was thinking that he, like, threw his wife down a well, and the ghost was haunting him for that reason. That would seem like a very witchery thing to happen. No, it's fine to take... Oh, okay. Sure, let's steal from everyone then. Or throw punches at them. Because reasons. Again, with the throwing punches, that's what I meant to do. I am curious if these things will add up to more value than whatever we would have gotten for our reward, those 22 orens. Like, silver ore, I would assume, is probably worth something. Lesser glyph of Ard. I have no idea what that is, other than Ard obviously being one of our signs. Does that make Ard more powerful? Potentially? Okay, there's half of our reward already. So, yeah, it does... Whoa! Does seem as though this is definitely worth doing. What is this? Oh. 26 orens! What? Never mind, I don't need to do your quest anymore. Got all the coins I need right here. So, it's a little odd. It's a little odd. Not gonna lie. Oh, can we do something there? No, that's just glowing because you're looking at something. So we will, at some point, need to get a little bit mindful of how much stuff we're picking up. Because we do, in fact, have a limited amount of inventory space, but I'm assuming, at least early on, we don't need to be too picky about that. In The Witcher 2, got to the point where there were some basic crafting materials that, after a certain point in time, we basically just determined are not strictly necessary for us to pick up anymore.
What now?
Okay, so I will probably end up wandering around here aimlessly for a very long time if left to my own devices. So I'm thinking maybe... Okay, yeah, this is a notice board. Yeah, let's go to the notice board. That seems like a good place for us to figure out what all the various things we might want to do in this area might be, and then from there we should probably get going to the barracks so that we don't lollygag too much. Oh, wow. That took a crude turn. Okay. This Thursday, all peasants living nearby are invited to come listen to Captain Peter Sar Gwenleave. That last name sounds very familiar. I think that's the name of the person who left the note in the forest. So he will speak on the subject of laws soon to be introduced in these lands by writ of our most gracious sovereign, Emir van Emrys, who's the emperor of the Nilfgaardians. We got the group that is taking over this area now, is waging war. Attendance is not obligatory, but every resident of White Orchard should partake of this opportunity to learn what rights they will enjoy and duties they will have under the new order. It's not mandatory, but it's mandatory. Good folk can no longer live in a barbarous land where every man does as he sees fit. You are now part of the great empire of Nilfgaard. Nilfgaardian law now protects you, and it also ascribes you new obligations. Imperial forces have brought you the torch of enlightenment. Grab hold of it. The Dark Age shall soon give way to a bright new era. Yeah, something tells me. Not as fine and dandy as that notice is leading us to believe. You sure, Jared? Okay. We'll make sure we head back over there, I guess. It sounds like there's something we're missing there. Perhaps something a little bit different, based on the way in which you're describing it. Okay, I have no idea how to say any of those words. Don't understand what you just read? Yeah, correct. No wonder. It's in Nilfgaardian. Okay, and soon half the world will be speaking this mysterious tongue. You best start learning it now, and yours truly can help you with that, for a very modest fee. I wonder if that's actually going to be a thing. Might there actually be messages that we could read if we were to study Nilfgaardian by purchasing a lesson from this guy? Probably not. I don't know. The Imperial Garrison hereby announces that every week the village's poor come to collect food rations. Rations will only be distributed to to supplicants able to document proof of their poverty. Cheats will be punished like any other thieves, and to the full extent of the law. Yeah, something tells me that's not going to work out so well for most people. By the order of Captain Peter Sar Gwenleave, same person, let it hereby be known that enlistment in the Imperial Army is now open. Recruits will be provided with room, board, and regular pay. Yet the greatest payment of all is the honor of serving Emir van Emrys, Deathwin Adan Yurkim Mornilfgardian. Once enlisted, recruits will be trained under the tutelage of the Empire's greatest strategists. Recruits' families will be assured sufficient sustenance for the entire time of their service. In the case of their death on the field of glory, they will receive a lifelong pension. Bastian, my brother, went off to fight the Black Ones. Black Ones are... Is that the nickname that the Nilfgaardians have for the Nordlings? Maybe specifically Temerians, or am I totally mixing that up? I have reason to think he stood in the great battle nearby. He's not returned to this day. Like many others, you'll say, and you'll be right. But if he fell, and no, it's like he did, I'd give him up the ground... What? I'd give him up to the ground the least, like our fathers have done always. I'd bury him neath the barrow where our parents lie, not leave his corpse to be ate by the corpsers prowling the battleground. So I seek a man brave, able with a sword, and willing to venture out with me to find Bastion. I won't pay much, for I've not much to give, but I'm not stingy with gratitude, and sure to show it plenty. Any man willing to help, look for a raised hut along the road, White Orchard, just near the bridge. I've made camp there. In Wildenberg. This sounds like the only notice that we could actually potentially pursue as a quest. Oh, really? Other Northerners call the Temerians Black Ones? Huh. So, like, Kedwin and Redanians would call Temerians the Black Ones? Oh. Right, there's much of interest to be found in the world's dense forests and fog-clad swamps. Wherever you peruse a notice board, question marks will appear on your minimap to indicate potentially interesting places. Seek them out to learn what secrets they hold. Okay, so there might be additional question marks elsewhere in the middle of nowhere, which would be places of note that we should check out, it seems.
What the fuck am I to do?
Excuse me? I'm sorry?
What happened here?
Oh, got a wee bit chilly the night, so I set fire to my forge. Got it nice and roaring. Roasted some wieners. What do you think happened, dimwit? Some bugger set alight me workshop. I've lost everything. Everything!
That doesn't sound good.
Sorry. Any suspects?
Whole damned village. I've
Oh,
lived here
that's
half a century.
very helpful.
Thought they saw me as one of their own. But everything changed when the Black Ones came.
Okay,
They
so the
only
Black
snuck
Ones
around, so I got to
are what the
surface their
Temerians
guards,
call the
bang
Nilfgaardians?
dents out of plate,
Is what we
shoe
established?
horses, that sort of thing. Nilfgaardians don't pay me a bloody copper. Just give me supplies and orders. The humans can't fathom that. They think I'm getting rich off their misfortune. That I sleep on a pile of gold like a ploughing dragon. They've stopped talking to me. Spit when I pass. And now this.
Yeah, we could find the arsonist, potentially.
I can find your arsonist, provided you're willing to pay.
I've not much left, but I'll give you all if you bring me that horse in, so that he gets what he deserves. The night of the fire, I heard movement outside my hut. Went out to see if I could find any tracks, but found nothing. But then I haven't got cat eyes, have I? Good luck.
That doesn't really give us any useful information, but okay. That's something for us to also have on our agenda.